We're feeling good.
We are.
We're sitting across from a couple of young gentlemen who, tell you what, I'm looking forward to this conversation because we've just had a nice chat over coffee. The 9to5 lads. Gab, Louis, how are you boys?
Very well, thanks, lads. Feeling good. This has been a great start to a podcast. We went and had some coffee, had some good chats, and I'm excited.
Big fan of the icebreaker, so you don't go in raw, and you are. Your first words exchange aren't on the podcast. You actually,
Yeah.
Can be a little bit clunky when that happens.
You lube it up a little bit, and I think the conversation flows better.
Have you done that before? Have you gone in straight off the bat, straight in?
Often.
Yeah.
I'd
Oh,
say.
really?
Yeah. In regards to podcasts.
Yeah.
Obviously. But no, it's good. Yeah. Thanks so much for having us on. We're looking forward to it.
It's been a long time coming, to be honest. I've saying to Dos, like, we feel like we're in similar circles, but it's nice to finally connect and meet with you two. And gee, I don't know how loose it's going to get, but just give the audience a little bit of a rundown briefly of who you are, what you guys are doing, and then we'll get stuck in.
Do you want to start, mate?
Hard question.
Sure.
Who are you? What do
My
you do?
name's Gab. I'm a man that does things. I run this brand with my boy Louis over here. We started it in 2019. Had no idea what we were doing, and it slowly scaled up from there. People started enjoying our videos, buying our products, and it's just snowballed from there, I guess. And now we are creating like content in our own kind of personalities. We run a podcast. Most of it, I suppose, is surrounded or like, you know, we try to put positive energy out there, value-based content for people, and try to go like have as wide of an impact as possible doing that. Anything to add, Louis? What do you reckon?
Yeah, mate, it's pretty bang on. I think 9to5 Fitness, which is the brand, has it's been kind of bumbling along nicely, and there's been a real emphasis on helping others and building kind of young men and helping young men grow. We've found a lot of kind of, I don't know, like a lot of benefit in that, and we have people come up and chat to us about it. So the podcast has been one aspect of that, but then also, you know, short form content on TikTok, Instagram has been another aspect of it.
Full-time content creators essentially now, yeah?
We are. Pack your bags to LA. We're getting on the plane.
Oh, really?
No, not really.
You were over in America last year, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. That was unreal. Just makes you realize that, like, in terms of the content, I feel like in Australia, the bar's so low for content. Whereas you go over to America and there's just like a whole nother world of like more like high quality, high production value content, like just better ideas. So I think that was really good for like content inspiration and showing me like what else you can do with it.
Does that kind of say to you boys too, like how far behind we are and what a chance there is? Like you boys, you know, been going for a couple of years or a few years.
Yes.
So
I just think it's crazy. I feel like if you're an up and coming content creator in Australia, it's so hard to get out of the trenches because you're everyone just trying to shit on you. And like it's disgusting some of the comments you get. If I didn't have thick skin, like I'd want to quit straight away. Whereas in America or like more mainstream audiences overseas, I feel like it's just different. So I feel like we're still like so many years behind in terms of breaking that mold. So I think that's one of the things we want to do is try to make people more comfortable with creating content because it is very toxic. Like your mates trying to shoot you down or other people talking.
It's
rubbish.
also, exactly. It's like that tall poppy syndrome in Australia. But we've tried to have a real big emphasis on coming together. You know, like obviously Tom Prime Train, we live with him now. Like he's a direct competitor to what we do. But like we're not too worried about that. There's enough of the pie for everyone to have a slice. You know, you boys doing podcasting, you'd probably be a competitor of ours. But like they can listen to your podcast, they can listen to our podcast at the same time and we can all kind of grow.
100%. And it's really exciting. We're talking to a mutual friend of ours, Kados, the other day. We caught up and did some content with him and had a coffee afterwards. And we were talking about like in England and America, like especially like these YouTubers and content creators, like these cult followings that they have hasn't really launched yet in Australia, but it's about to and about to be huge. And you guys are right on the front line of it, which is like super exciting. And we were talking over coffee, but like I wanted to share this with you. So I was working last year in a warehouse for a couple of days a week, and a young boy came in. He's 20 years old, and he's just doing a couple of days here and there. He's down the back minding his own business. I can just hear a podcast going off. Yeah, you know where this is going. So I walk up, like, what are you listening to? 9to5, and he's just fucking obsessed. Like he knows everything about you, like full fanboy, and
buys all the merch.
It's just amazing what you're creating. Do you kind of pinch yourself like at the impact that you've now had, and I suppose even like, I don't know, fame's the right word, but going out and being recognised, the recognition you get?
Yeah, for me personally, there's a huge sense of imposter syndrome. Like I can't believe this is my life, and like having impact is something that you know, we don't take lightly. It comes with a lot of responsibility, and we need to be saying the right things and making sure we're influencing, you know, the right people. But, mate, I personally can't believe it.
Yeah, I suppose I always have like a mindset of never being satisfied. And I think that's like a thing that works against me at points. Like I will literally feel like so disappointed. I'm like, fuck, I wish that video did better. I wish had this many followers or subscribers. And I'm always wanting to like get to the next thing. But I think it is really important for me to look back and like go like people literally like love the content and get so much value. And like it's crazy what we have created. So there is a bit of that, but I'm always like focusing on the next thing as well. But at the same time, I wouldn't like ever trade like our fans or the things we've done for the world. I think it's the most amazing thing, and almost doubling down on that and like giving those fans and people who get stuff out of our content like more and more. And I think like that is just like the steps to take it to the next level.
Yeah, definitely feels like
Well, it
that.
kind of says a lot about your standards. Like you boys have set some pretty high standards for yourselves, and I guess the question would be, with those standards, when they're not necessarily being met all the time, is that because you see other creators and they might be bigger or they might be growing faster or getting more views, or is that just yourself? Is that opinion on yourself?
I think, yeah, definitely. And like comparison, what is it? The comparison's a thief of joy. Yeah. It's like other content creators are doing different things. Like they might be different sorts of content, whereas ours is so like value based and it's very different. So that leads to like such a tight knit community, whereas it's difficult to compare yourself to someone, and massive credit to like some of the people doing like the comedy and the acting stuff on TikTok. That's probably a whole lot more entertaining and gets a whole lot more views, but it might not be like the value based thing that builds that tight knit community. So it's very difficult to compare audiences like that. And like, do you think that's kind of valid, Louis?
Yeah, 100%. And I think once you start like swimming in, you know, we've been lucky enough to connect a fair bit with, like, let's say Dill Buckley. Like genuinely were starstruck the first time we met him. Like I've always listened to his podcast, but he's like a dad to us now. He helps us out so much. He gives us so many pointers and tips, and even like, you know, talking about brand deals and stuff, like he looks out for us. So I think that's a perfect example of what it can be like. And he really looks out for us. And then there's definitely others who don't want us to succeed. Like they don't want us there.
You mentioned friends earlier. So one of you mentioned friends. Is that a thing? Like copying criticism from mates?
No, not so much to your face, hey?
No, but like maybe old friends, is it? Or high school mates? Or what are you talking about there?
Yeah, I think early on starting 9to5, like it was a bit embarrassing to be associated with us, to be honest. Like, fuck, we could have done with someone sharing 9to5 on their story, even if they had 400 followers. Like we could have done with someone commenting or even liking a post. But to be honest, we didn't really have any of that. And it was lucky that it was Gab and I together, because like, you know, we were up against it for a fair bit there. And what we were doing was relatively cringeworthy to the, you know, wider population.
I also think like we have this culture of like your mates making fun of you. And I think that's important, like a little bit of making fun. But there's a difference between like sheer toxicity and just like shooting down your ideas and shunning your creativity and innovation and making you so scared to actually post content because you're just constantly making fun of them. Like we make fun of each other all the time around the house, and we'll actually call each other out. Like we've been going pretty hard at each other for a while now. Like let's have some positive chat here.
Yeah,
Because
nice.
like sometimes we'll just, me and Tom, like particularly me and Tom, we'll just keep going back at each other, trying to like take it to the next level. And then we'll be like, guys, just shut up. Like we need some positive chat here. Like you're taking it too far. So I think a line has to be drawn between like the banter, which you do have with your mates, which I think is constructive because it keeps you on your toes, versus just like sheer toxicity.
In saying that, we never really had anything to our face from friends at all. And that's like a big question we get from fans and you know, kids wanting to start content is, I want to start, but I'm scared what people will think.
Yeah.
But you know, what we always say is like, mate, no one's ever said anything to our face. Like it's all talking shit behind your back. So who cares? Like
Yeah.
you're not going to hear about it anyway. And then once you make it, they'll be trying to skip lines to get into clubs with you anyway. So sure, it's all
That's
good,
so
mate.
relatable, because I was the exact same. Like when we started, I almost wanted to like, I wanted everybody to see it except the people I knew. Like that's how it felt. And exactly what you were saying, like we were begging people sometimes just to share it. Like just give us something.
Like
we're trying
comment.
so hard here. Yeah,
Like.
just something. Yeah. And then now it's all changed. And
Yeah.
so when was that turning point for you guys where you thought, okay, now it's like cool to be associated with us, or it's like a badge of honor to be associated with you. Do you remember that turning point?
Definitely when you started getting followers. You know.
Yeah, I still don't like to think of it like this because maybe some people still think we're cringe, which is fine.
Oh, they definitely do.
Yeah, whatever.
Head in the gutter if they don't.
What
We
do you
are
think
pretty
it-
cringe.
Yeah.
No, I think it kind of. So we started TikTok. Maybe a couple of months into having started 9to5. So 9to5 was originally like just an Instagram page, which was business based, and we were like no faces on it. So it's just like the clothes that we're going to be selling and like programs, and like we just want to not even be associated with it. And then we tossed and turned about the idea of starting TikTok, which at the time and still kind of is, was just so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
Like you can't get that's a
I
dance
was like,
app.
no way we're starting it.
Yeah.
And
I think I was the same. Like,
Yeah.
and then one day Gab's like, nah, we're doing
Yeah.
TikTok.
no, you did. You were the one pushing it. You were like, nah, let's. I remember you.
But I think you made the account. Yeah.
maybe. But you posted the
Technicalities.
videos. It took like a little bit from each of us.
Yeah. We got there in the end.
How long ago was that?
2-3 years.
So it was the year of 2020. Yep, 2020.
So this is before TikTok was
And it
TikTok.
was-
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
no, we were kind of late on it.
Oh,
we
were
were
Really?
We were probably a year late on it.
I feel like we were
August
pioneers.
2020. Yeah, but we definitely could have started like much earlier.
We
Remember?
could have been Charlie D'Amelio.
We literally could have. I reckon. No, it was
Missed
August or July 2020 we started, and I remember my birthday, September 11,
Oh, yeah.
2020. We reached 10k followers.
Shit, yeah. And it was a good following. So we did a few different videos, and the one that first took off for us was Gab doing a hyperextension on a bench, which is where for the listeners, that your chest is on an adjustable bench with your legs hanging off the side,
Yep.
and you're kind of kicking your legs back like you're doing breaststroke or like a frog kick, yeah. And it's uber sexual. It's hot. Gab was sweaty. He had a bit of kind of like,
Gooch sweat.
yeah. And we
White
hit,
shorts, and it was quite
Yeah.
visible apparently. I didn't see it, but a bunch of other
what you
people
need,
saw
it's
it.
what you
we
need.
hit this algorithm of like this Brazilian LGBT community.
Shout out to them, big supporters.
And the
from day
boys are
one.
saying, "Come to Brazil!" Like, let's
They're buying
go.
the merch now, aren't they?
Yeah.
You know?
Still, like, I'll post something fitness based, and I'll have all these comments being like, "Bro's bricked up," or like, "You got a camel toe, bro." What? I didn't even notice. Like, it mean my cycling gear, like whatever. You can comment that, but fuck,
Get your head
people
out of the
comment like focusing on the wrong thing. I swear to God.
Yeah, but that's what kind of got us started.
Yeah.
Like that got us our first video that blew up, and then we loved that.
Yeah.
we'll keep going with
We
it.
should do more.
Yeah, we'll do more reverse.
Get a bit
hype.
sweaty.
Please.
Did you have like a bit of a process? Like, you hear people say, "Oh, post 3, 4, 5 TikToks a day." Like, what was your process? That was it like we want to grow this following on this platform?
get
We
the
need to
gooch
do
out.
this. You know?
Yeah, we were very structured. Like, we were like, I don't think it was like down to the minute, but I think at the start it was like 3 to 5 a day, every day. And some would flop, some might get 10k views, you'd get a few followers from it.
Yeah, and a shit ton of hate.
Yeah.
But that
the
kind
key.
of fuels it. So
Yeah.
yeah, we kind of started off like the first couple of videos would be like me, like literally just waking up, getting my phone and like doing a voiceover of an exercise, like in morning voice and like very, like uninspiring.
Yeah, yeah, it
But
worked
somehow
well.
it did pretty well.
Yeah, this is how you do a close grip. 3 by 8 reps, really focus on the tricep engagement.
Roll over, scrub the eyes. Yeah, but and then we got very structured with it after that. So 3 to 5 TikToks a day. I'd do 2, Gab would do 3, or vice versa. And
I want to get back to that
we just stagger it.
for my stuff,
Yeah,
like
let's do
that
it.
gym shit in there.
Is it difficult, with, like being in the fitness industry, like what is the kind of hate that you cop from it? Because our hate on TikTok is based on something controversial we've said or our guests have said, and everyone disagrees. And we're like, beauty, the videos blow up, and we just cop. We'll wear the cop because the followers are coming in and the views are going up. But for you guys that are doing things that are actually going to impact people, and obviously everyone has different varying opinions on gym and fitness, what's the kind of the hate you cop around that, and how do you navigate through it?
Probably a couple of different types of hate,
Yeah,
isn't
different
there?
types. Number one's probably Gab is a midget, I'd say. Yeah.
So it's personal hate.
Oh no,
it's not
I
what's
definitely
been said.
get 90% of the hate's towards me, 10% towards good guy Louis, because you can't really hate on Louis.
Good cop, bad cop, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's two types of hate with fitness content. Like it's first like kids who are just super jealous, like they hate themselves and their life, so they're just going to take it out on someone on TikTok, and that's fine.
I'm a punching bag.
Yeah, I cop that all day for the king, if that's his kind of therapy. But then the second kind is like, no, you're wrong. This is the wrong way to do it, or like there's a better way to do it. And it's often just like the delivery in their comments, like, fuck, they tear us apart sometimes. Like, you twit, how dare you even think about saying this is the right exercise? Like, this is the better one. I was a personal trainer for 3 months in, Perth, and
they don't have a profile picture,
it's use a 249. Every time.
They'll come out of the woodwork.
Well, we actually had a few weeks ago Dee's uncle who worked at Roadrunner Records, and he was involved with managing Nickelback, the band.
Oh, yeah.
And basically, we asked him a question at the end of the interview: what's with Nickelback's hate? Because remember, over the years, like Nickelback would just cop it.
Oh, mate, brutal.
Just a meme bad.
It's they're just a laugh, an absolute joke of a band. Everyone thought. Well, he said basically they hate you because they ain't you. Every time they got mentioned on TV or on a radio show,
Triple J.
Triple J. It just exploded them even more. Like gold record after gold record. So when they would go into work, like all the staff that manage the band, they love it. Like, is that how you guys kind of? Is that the mindset you guys kind of have with it?
Let's be honest. Like, the hate's not that bad. Like, there's a whole lot more love than hate. Like, for me, it's like water off a duck's back. I barely even read comments anymore. Barely even read DMs. Is that how you feel as well? Like, I feel like I'm just like so headstrong in what we're doing. Like, nothing would ever shift me off it.
Yeah, the hate really isn't that bad. I think early days it takes a little bit to kind of mold into understanding that they're just like nobodies. But once you're there, like, mate, we couldn't care less.
Exactly.
To be honest. Like, and we do it together. Like, who cares?
We're centering like our whole day around like putting positive stuff out there. It's like, bro, how are you gonna hate on that? Like, you must really hate yourself to find an issue with this.
Yeah, 100%. My favourite comment that was directed at me on TikTok was they said, D looks like he's circumcised. It's the vibe he gives up. And we just don't know, is that a compliment or is that is that hate? We don't know.
That.
Yeah. So does any comments stand out to you guys? Anything that's a bit, you can think back and just think, geez, that's a weird comment, but I'll never forget that. Or a message or something.
I swear you had a really fucked up one about your ex-girlfriend or something.
Did I?
No, someone like just
Oh,
wrote
no
like the
wonder
most
she left you.
disgusting comment. Like,
It's probably
like I'm
her.
talking.
Yeah, I
Like,
was just gonna say that.
no. Like someone. I don't even want to mention it just because I don't want those words coming out of my mouth.
Well, I'll change the question because this is let's turn this into a positive. How's the thirst traps going, boys?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Let's get into the DMs.
Sure way to-
Yeah.
Gab's
what
just nodding
DMs?
his head, just licking his lips.
Yeah,
It's a
Gab
bit
did
of-
very well over New Year's
Well,
Eve.
you know what,
Tumbleweeds.
the one that's really hurt me, to be honest, and I've mentioned it before, is someone messaged me once, said, "Hey mate, I will give you $800 to give you a blowjob." So he wanted to suck my dick for $800, which is not.
Wowee.
I wouldn't be able to sleep at night personally, but I
Geez,
politely-
new mics.
If times get tough.
Yeah, exactly right.
Mate, a week later, Gab screenshots. He'd offered Gab like $1,500.
Oh.
As we
Hey,
say
cheers.
though, less supply, more demand.
So that one hurt a little. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Oh,
But there's plenty of that. We get asked for our socks, sweaty
Yeah.
underpants.
Yeah, we got some fan questions coming in a bit later.
feet pics. Yeah, all
Feet
all of
pics?
that. Oh, plenty, mate.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Would you do feet? Feet pics is an interesting one because it's just your feet.
but you got to get your face in there apparently.
Oh,
That's
is that
so they
the-
can
is that the
really
rule?
work one out to the.
Bag's a bag.
Bags.
I just don't reckon I could sleep at night
No.
Nah, it'd be tough. But,
knowing what's going on to my feet or what people are getting off to.
it'd be tough.
The lads living together. So, how long have you lived together now? Like,
Oof, a year and a half, 2.
What, we moved in together July 2022.
Year and a half.
Yeah, close. Yeah, year and a half. There you go.
So-
Congratulations, mate.
job.
oh,
Well
well
done,
done, boys.
boys.
Well done.
150.
Yeah,
The 150. Did I nearly not? I didn't notch up my 100th win against you on FIFA last night. Either,
No,
did
I came back.
Are you boys
last minute.
FIFA players?
Oh, Gab will
I
dominate
am.
you.
Yeah, really good.
No, I used to be an addict. Now I just get there's a lot of sweaty kids on there. I don't have the time to play too much.
D actually, last night we have a game most nights, and D actually said, he goes, "Should we message the boys, tell them to bring the controllers?"
I did not say that.
Should have.
Do you play Ultimate Team?
Nah,
don't.
nah.
Oh, what are you doing
I
then?
only
You
really
can't
play-
say you play FIFA and not play Ultimate
we just play
Team.
against
play
each
each
other.
other.
Yeah.
We who do you follow? In the,
Man United. What about you guys?
Queens Park Rangers.
Unfortunately, Chelsea. So,
Yeah.
fuck me.
Yeah, Ciao Felix.
Yeah.
Did you see
Oh,
that?
mate, how bad was that?
Yeah, that was great.
That was
You up to date with this, Louis?
No,
it's
mate,
different
soccer,
language to
soccer,
you.
yeah, not for me.
New signing, first game for Chelsea, send off, 3-week suspension.
Oh,
and-
what do
He
you
got
do?
a bit too excited.
Oh, gee,
he went in.
nasty
He went in to
tackle.
win the ball, and his
Took
foot
his
was
leg
this high, studs up, and
It was
hit
shocking.
straight into like his calf.
3 weeks.
Yeah, you can't studs up.
Free my boy.
How's the training, I guess? So by the looks of it, you're doing a lot more aerobic running stuff.
Yep.
But you're riding your bike as well, but you're
Not as much as I used to.
Okay.
I remember those were like the videos people knew me for, the big rides, and geez, I haven't done a big ride in a while.
Oh, you don't want to get pigeonholed into it like I have been. Fuck, I have to run every day at the moment to make content. It's killing
But
me.
he gets the followers for the reward. I think
they're great
I think
videos.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, every video starts with, I don't want to do this today. I don't want to be.
Next one, I hate my life, guys. I need help.
You'll keep fucking liking it, so I have to keep running.
and then off the back of that, Brooks looked after you.
Yeah,
With
not
the
bad. Sent out
runners.
some shoes.
Well
yeah.
done.
Come on, lads. Let's
Gosh.
fill the pockets.
I
and then
got
we'll get
holes in
talking.
my shoes, Brooks, if you want to send some my way.
Well, I saw you got sent 3 pairs, so surely you can chop
No,
out.
different size,
Bloody
different
hell.
size.
Well, you touched on it earlier, living together, because we were talking about this. The testosterone in that household currently with Prime. Take us just through behind the scenes, day to day. What's it like in this household? Is it positive vibes? Is it toxic? How are we feeling?
Oh, a bit of everything, I
Bit
reckon.
of everything, yeah.
It's good. No, it's fantastic. Moving in with Prime's really kind of given us a kick up the arse, especially in terms of business. Like, we're all hustling. Something's happening all the time, and whenever like one person's down, there's at least 2 up, or vice versa. Like, there's always someone up. So that really does help with the inertia of the house. It's intense at times,
I bet.
and there's a lot going on. Tom's a very loud individual. He. I came downstairs the other day and he was just like, he just shouts and not just shouts, like literally as loud as you possibly can. And he'll like scream and sing. Mate, I walked downstairs and literally almost had a fucking panic attack. Like I was like, no, stop. You have to just stop. And I just,
What was he shouting at? Or was he
just
singing?
Just singing. But like, not just, like fucking going at it. And I almost had a
He's
breakdown.
downstairs at like 6 a.m. going, LFG, nephew!
LFG. So he's a different one, but the vibes are good and
Oh, so good. Like compared to our last house, like the general, like if you took an average happiness of each day, like it'd be a whole lot better.
yeah, we were going through a few breakups then as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, really?
It was
Bunch
good
of,
times.
and like, yeah, we're chatting to you about the house, the area. Now the people we're with, the house, the area we're in, I think it's all come together and it's just real positive.
Have you thrown a big party yet, or have you been told off by the neighbours yet for...
We've been meaning to.
Yeah, we got to do it.
We're just kind of out of our drinking
You could
phase.
sell some tickets for that, I reckon, lads.
Yeah, but
We genuinely,
I don't know if we want people there for that one.
yeah,
Phones at the door, I reckon.
What do we? I don't even know what I'm trying
We're meant
to
to
say.
do a housewarming, but
Yep.
Well, just remember us when you only send the invites out.
Yeah. So you guys can cater, can't you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, we're actually doing a lot of MCing at the moment, so you can probably MC it.
Perfect.
I was going to ask, and sorry to bring the tone down a little bit, but on you mentioned like going through breakups and stuff earlier, and you mentioned you mentioned two people up, one person's down, and that's really healthy because since living together, sometimes we struggle with whatever's going on. It might be Dos and D related, and one of us is really struggling, one of us is like over the moon, and it just really helps to kind of bring each other together. But so even now, like when somebody is struggling for whatever reason, mate, like let's talk even business or something's not going right or it's not going to plan, how do you guys kind of get around each other? What works for you boys?
Yeah, I mean, like yesterday, I had like a pretty bad day. Like had some bad news, and then like both of the lads got around me, asked if I'm alright. Like we're kind of in it together as a team, and it's easy for me to take that for granted because I know a lot of blokes like would have like whether it's a family member dying or a breakup or something like that, and they don't have that support network there. So I definitely consider myself very lucky to have just amazing, not just them as well, like other pillars of support. Yeah, as I said, like I really shouldn't take that for granted because it does help a whole lot knowing that you got like a team around you, and they're in like your vicinity too. Like you can just knock on their door or something like that. You say like, lads, need to chat to you. What do you think about that, Lou?
Yeah, it's so true. I think like the second, Gab and I know each other so well. We've literally we're like brothers. So we can tell when one's down, when the other's down, and I think the thing that's really worked for us in the past and still does is firstly talking about what the issue is and really trying to flesh it out and allowing the emotions to come through. But then secondly, coming up with a plan together to get through it. So it's like, all right, so this has happened. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
Because like there's no other option. We have to get over it. We have to get past it. And we're both affected if one of us is down.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
And then Gab touched on like the support network. You know, we have the same coach who's just incredible. Like we have so many different networks that we can talk to. If one thing goes wrong, we can pull on all these different networks to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
What about conflict, right? Like, and I don't mean necessarily bad conflict, just decisions that need to be made, right? Because you are, business partnership essentially. So, like, for us, we had a conversation last night and it was about, because I'm moving and we have to work it out. And you don't like having those serious conversations because you're two different people, because you are this duo and you're always this duo, but then all of a sudden you've got to go back to individuals to make these decisions. How have you guys found that, I guess, over the journey?
I feel like we've embraced it. Like, it's almost like where no one else is going to do this for us. Like, we're in a pretty unique position. Like, you got to suck it up and have those conversations. Like we are a business. Like, sometimes we've had to have conversations about money or certain brand deals, how we divide something up, perhaps letting go of a staff member. It's like you kind of at war here. Like, it's not, you can't just be like a charity. You do have to have those difficult conversations.
You'd be an idiot to think you're going into business with someone to not actually have difficult conversations. And I think it's something we've really embraced. Like, it's not fun talking about money. It's not fun talking about, conflict or anything, but we have it kind of down to a science now. We sit it down, we like figure it out, and, negotiations are all about compromise. So what can I do to help Gab? What can Gab do to help me? And where can we meet in the middle for that?
That's great advice, yeah, because it's hard when you're a duo or partnership as well. Like, that's really difficult because it's often split 50-50. We actually, one of our very early interviews, we actually interviewed a gym owner and he went into it with another mate. But they had to make the hard decision that someone was actually 51% shareholder and the other one was 49, because if there was a decision split 50-50, they had to go either way, and that was really like a tough thing to handle. So I think it's just good to kind of hear you guys talk about things like that, because it is tough. Like, it is so tough to go through that. So how do you actually get through those when there's like brand deals on the line, when you have you ever had like instances where you totally disagree? Like, it's one of you want to go one way, the other wants to go the other, and you're just not sure. How do you actually make that decision in the end?
I suppose we're both big fans of like never making a decision out of emotion. So we might disagree and butt heads in the moment, but you have a few days to think about it, like sleep on it, never make like a irrational decision or do something stupid. And I've definitely done like stupid stuff in the past, like acting out of emotion, but I think now we're both really good at like dealing with it professionally and not letting those emotions and heat of the moment things affect things. And if we disagree about something, then we think about it. And I don't think there's anything we've never resolved. Like, no,
there's not. And like separating business from like personal relationships has been like literally something from the start. We didn't know 9to5 would ever get this big, but like from day one, it was like, okay, if we have a disagreement, like that doesn't affect our relationship as friends. So like just having that insurance, like reassurance and insurance behind it is really nice.
Yeah, cool.
I suppose what helps, sorry to cut you off, is when we have those really difficult conversations with each other, when we're on the same team and we're negotiating, say, with a brand or negotiating with something else,
fucking clinic.
We run an absolute clinic because we're like, we know what we're doing. We know each other so well, and I feel like we're good negotiators, and we're kind of like hard asses with a lot of negotiations, like take it or leave it, because we're both on the same team. We know we each other want, and like we've got to put that roof over our head.
And what's really helped with that, and it's probably you boys can say that as well, is like the art of conversation, which you learn through podcasting. So like, there's so many small cues that I know when Gab's about to speak. He knows when I'm about to speak. I know pretty much exactly what he's going to say every time. So that's really good in a podcast.
Mate, you know what time he takes his first shit of the day.
Oh, mate, I know more than that. So take that in a podcast sense is really good. But then take that into somewhere where you're sitting across from someone talking about money. It's like it's almost like we're rehearsed and ready to go, despite the fact we've done no rehearsals. So it's been super helpful.
Now, is Tom single as well? Are all three of you single in this house?
You and I are definitely very single.
We are as single as single gets.
So Tom is...
No, he's not. He's exclusive. They are exclusive.
They're exclusive. I don't know if he wants to make that public information, but they are exclusive.
I feel like he's made that public.
Yeah,
it's public now.
That's posted her enough.
I was going to ask: is there some house rules? Is there hats on doors? Is there does that mean everyone's welcome?
Not for Tom.
And it's been a real issue in the past.
Really?
I've had we've been getting into it, and Tom has just about flown in the door while I'm right into the
deed.
You just said we're getting into it. Just to clarify, not you two.
No, Gab and I.
Oh yeah, Gab, yeah, go.
Don't come in, Tom. And mate, he's almost come in before with me and a lady. Thank you very much. and I've had to say, mate, don't you fucking dare come in. Don't you dare.
I think we should get little do not disturb signs.
I've got a lock on my door. I just jumped up.
I
and
don't.
locked that door.
Are the walls thin? Because the walls in this household are incredibly thin.
Yeah.
Incredibly thin.
I don't think they're that bad.
No, they're very thin. We're just really bad at what we do. Mate. So they call us the librarians.
So who does the best? Who does the best out of you two? Who brings home? Like if you had to back yourself in, would like Louis for example? Would you back yourself? Would you back Gab in on a night out?
In terms of, okay.
So you go on a night out. Firstly, to get the conversation right. Let's go through the stages. So firstly, just to break the ice, kick off proceedings, get the conversations rolling. But then, of course, we got to get the job done.
Yep.
So how do we? Who's better at what? If you were the same person and you could put yourself in, like.
So if both of us don't bring a girl home, it's an absolute disaster of a night. It's how we start every.
We go back to the drawing board.
So it's tears. No, I'm kidding. Look, I think we're all right at what we do. We are all right at conversation, and we look out for each other most importantly. But I'd say Gab, mostly. I'd say Gab's pretty good with the ladies. I'm more of a lover. I try to avoid the old one night stand.
You're an emotional being.
Honestly, I'd say,
mate, I need it.
There's times where you're booming and I'm down, and there's times when I'm booming and you're down.
It's true.
That's
Honestly,
handy. That's handy.
Sounds like business.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster.
Like,
that one's
honestly, there's times where I'm full Sigma grind set, won't talk to another woman in some sort of intimate way just because I'm so focused, and that's my cover up for absolutely having no riz. And then there's times where I don't know what happens. I turn into a teacher of quantum physics, and I'm putting on clinics everywhere.
Left, right, and centre.
So it goes through peaks and troughs. It's like recession, then we're booming. It's I don't know. That's how I am. You're more consistent, I feel though.
Mr. Consistent.
I prefer to get to know someone. I'm not really, and I'm shit chat. I've got the worst chat.
Really?
So,
really?
Yeah,
I'm surprised to hear that.
Do you have any openers, Gab?
Or is it just?
Well, how many times have you dropped 9 to 5?
Oh, no, okay. Okay.
Now we've got
No. This is what's made it so much easier. This is what's made it so much easier. We'll be preface this by saying we're not a dickhead. I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, but this has been 99.9% of the results I've achieved. Is there will be like a line of young blokes. Shout out to them. They probably know what they're doing. They're ultimate wingman, just getting selfie after selfie, photo after photo. And naturally, the girl doesn't know who we are, and then all of a sudden they become interested. So when I go talk to them, and then while I'm talking to them, someone's saying, "Oh, anabolic, photo." So, yeah, mate, come on, make it quick. Dap my boy up with the best connection ever, and from a guy who would get absolutely none normally, they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?"
Yeah, who is? They're interested all of a sudden.
Interested now.
So if you ever see us out with a girl, do not hesitate to come up to us.
I want you to come up, mate.
In fact, turn it up if possible.
Mate, thanks for saving my sister from that burning fire. And
mention the Lamborghini, the charity when we went to Africa and build the huts.
Of course, yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that's always handy.
You've got something going on, which is cherry pickers. We wanted to talk about that, right? Because this is exciting too.
Yeah.
A couple of connections of ours, and you guys, you guys have done some awesome stuff together already.
Yeah.
All of you have a good little tight connection there too. So if you want to talk a little bit about that.
I don't know if we can. I think there's a few things we have to keep.
It's all over Instagram, and
You're telling us, mate.
Wow, there's a logo and everything.
No, it's a great point. It's a great pickup. That is looking a little bit worse for her at the moment, so I think we leave that one.
No,
we can cut that out.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah, you can leave it if you want.
I'll rephrase the question. So we've got some mutual friends. We got Shepmates have been on this show, and Chaos and Roger's been on this show, and we've done some content with them and a tight-knit group now. In terms of their fitness ability, let's try and rank them. So let's, even we won't put Shepmates together. Let's split them up. Archie and Miles. Let's rank them from fittest to shittest rig.
And maybe explain why.
Yeah, qualities in their fitness and where they can improve.
Archie is the one who plays
Miles.
VFL. Miles
plays VFL.
Yeah,
he's a fit unit. He's a good footballer as well.
I heard he was on your running program and then he got into the VFL.
See, funny.
Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
I need a new program.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. $10 off the website.
Yeah,
No, so Miles, number one, he's a jet. Very good at football. Followed by
I'd say surely Archie would have Kados covered.
Yeah.
Kados was like a witch's hat cone in the kicking contest.
Kados more of a stats man. Loves the stats.
Loves
Yeah.
his numbers.
You need those.
He does.
Followed by, that just leaves Kados, doesn't it?
Kados or Rog. I don't think you've met Rog, have you?
Oh, have you not met Rog?
Seen-
Okay.
He's one of the funniest blokes I've ever met.
100%.
My mouth is cramping up when I'm with him.
100%.
Because I'm
He's pretty
laughing.
built as well. So I'd go Rog next, followed by Kados.
You're doing him dirty, mate. I'd say I'd say Kados over Rog.
Where did Prime where did Prime fit in this? Was that,
I didn't ask Prime, but Prime goes straight to the top.
Prime's
You know,
second, I reckon, to Miles.
really?
I reckon.
Oh,
Miles
that's
playing
controversial.
VFL.
That's controversial. So let's go a little bit off sort of track. Tell us a little bit more about you boys, like personally outside of 9 to 5. You know, you play footy, you play soccer. Talk to us.
I'd played soccer growing up. But
Oh,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay.
Not anymore. Oh, just for like socially, yeah.
Yeah. So, well, tell us a little bit about your loves and passions outside of 9 to 5.
Start with loves.
Loves,
Yeah,
here we go.
loves.
There's not many of those at the moment. It's pretty dry out there. But no, well, gee, I've been asked this question a fair bit lately, and it's actually giving me a bit of an identity crisis in that my passion
do I
is
do?
largely my work. Like gym and fitness and health is something I really love,
Yeah.
and that's like kind of what I do as a bit of passion. But then it's also my work, and then on top of that, I like trying to kind of help young men grow and that aspect of it, which is also my job. So I suppose those kind of two things are big for me. Mum and Dad also have a farm, which I like going up to and hanging out on. That's kind of out in Macedon Way. And,
Okay.
that's kind of me to a T.
Lovely.
You're riding horses,
No, we
breeding
used-
cattle. What are we
We
talking?
used to ride horses, so show jumping is the predominant thing up there.
Wow.
I would butcher my groins if I rode a horse.
That's
these days.
that's a piece of content right there, I reckon, lads.
Yeah, there I could get on a horse, Brokeback Mountain vibes.
Yeah.
Oh, should do that.
Perfect.
There you go.
We
There you go.
bareback and
Yeah, yeah.
cuddle.
Oh,
that'd be a
let's
good
do
photo
it.
shoot. What about you, mate?
I like music. I like cooking.
Yeah.
I like mindfulness. What else do I like? Cold showers.
Yep.
Nice.
Like the sauna.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
I must say, this sounds like. Did you guys like study at uni or anything like that?
Yes.
You know, when you're in your first class, tell what's your name?
Yeah,
Tell us something about
icebreakers.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Shit question.
Yeah,
on my
we've gone
behalf.
straight to the icebreakers.
I got a better one. What's your biggest pet peeve in the gym?
Ooh, what's a good one?
Let's yeah.
Biggest pet peeve. Ooh.
People who are like grunting for no reason.
Yeah, I agree. I hate it when like people feel like there's huge ownership, like they are worth more at that gym than you, or like I often see like older men thinking they're like because they've been at that gym for 10 years, they
You don't know what hard work is, you bloody young sack of shit.
Yeah, 14-year-old. That peeves me a lot. Also, big roidy boys who are just like trying to scare everyone.
Hate that shit.
Fuck off. You
I think
balls
I
and
found
size,
mine
mate.
the other day, and it's when I was so annoyed because I went into the gym at a busy time of the day, and this one bloke, he had his towel on one machine, his keys on another, his phone on. Like you cannot
Spreading out.
You can't go. You can't.
Two's
you
the
can't,
max if you're supersetting, but if
exactly.
someone says they're working in, you have to say yes because you can't claim two pieces of equipment. Like,
You can't set up a circuit at
No.
9 in the morning.
I've been seeing people walking around the gym in barefoot lately.
Oh, ew.
really?
Like your
yeah.
your athlete's foot
I
is
hate that shit, bro. That's disgusting.
toe jam on the mats.
I mean, I would say socks is okay.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if you're
totally
in the
agree.
squat rack, doing
Yeah.
some squats or deadlift in your socks.
socks on, King.
But you can't be walking around.
Not barefoot. That's disgusting.
yeah,
Tops on. What about tops off? If you see a bloke walking around, or is that you?
Actually, I couldn't
Yeah.
care less about tops off. But I mean, we have our own home gym.
Time
so
and place.
I'd fucking squat naked, mate, if I
Yeah.
wanted. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a time and place. Like maybe at the end of your session, if you're flexing, not being obnoxious, just like in the mirror trying to check out your progress, I think that's okay. But if you've
Yeah.
been like a he-man, really obnoxious, and you're like intimidating perhaps some of the girls or more like anxious gym goers there, then I think, there's a time and place.
What about working out with your partner? Couples working out together.
No.
Big no?
that's a quick way to a breakup, I reckon.
Yeah.
Really?
To be honest,
It's just becoming. I don't know if you've seen this online a lot. It seems to be becoming quite popular. People.
I think it's quite a. The issue is I've actually tried this and. In my previous relationship and didn't end
It
so
didn't
well.
end well.
and the issue was that I was quite passionate about the gym. So when I'd see something wrong, I'd say it like, no, you're not going deep enough in your squats. Like that's not the correct form. And we were comfortable enough that she'd fucking come back at me and bite my head off. And we're like, fuck him. And so it's like,
It doesn't help when you're screaming lightweight, baby.
so I personally would say avoid.
I think there's two 2 rules you should stick to for life. Never go to a festival with your girlfriend, and never go to the gym with your girlfriend. Yeah.
Festival. I've seen a couple of shockers at a festival before with mates with girlfriends, and I've been in the middle of it.
Oh, mate.
You know, because I was the single one. I'm thinking, Jesus, like, you know.
Remember Falls 2018? I went with a girlfriend.
Oh, mate, I remember.
Nightmare fuel.
Did
Every festival I've gone to single,
Best.
time of my life.
Why was it so? What was so bad about it?
There
What
is a
happened?
common denominator here.
Yeah.
What?
Not you, mate. No, could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
No, it's just like you have an argument and it just ruins the whole thing.
Yeah.
I remember missing Dizzy Rascal because we were having an argument. It's just, like, honestly, I wish I just
That was
broke
a
up with her
disaster.
there and went to Dizzy Rascal.
Cut
So
your losses.
have we gone through a few of these already?
Yeah, a few of them.
All right. All right. This is a good one. Which body part would you choose of the other? So you can pick one. You can pick one.
What do we have to work with here?
Any body part.
Any part of the
I mean,
anatomy,
you boys
my
have
friend.
seen everything. So
Take his
You know,
piece.
No, I can't say.
I mean, I'm taking his straight away.
I can't say.
thank you.
I can't
I
say.
needed that on the podcast. Do you
Yeah.
have any girls listening?
Unfortunately, we
Hey,
do.
mum.
yeah.
You know.
Hey, fantastic.
I don't know if I can say that.
I'd say I would take your. I think you got great quads.
Nice
but
quads.
They are huge quads.
I just don't think that'd be counterintuitive to what I want to do.
Yeah, you wouldn't
know.
be able to move, mate.
Nah, I'd be chafing up a lot.
Oh.
I'd take your chest.
Yep.
Ooh.
Understandable.
Good call.
I can't. Don't know if I can say that. The thing that I'm gonna say.
We can beep it.
Yeah. Louis is kind of renowned around the areas
Yeah,
for
Oh,
being very well endowed.
Come on!
Yes, I'll give you that.
Get it on the
Come
podcast!
Yeah.
I'm with you, mate.
There you go. So I mean, I think it'd be a smart as a man of economics. You know, you got to
Yeah.
engage in trade with your neighbours. So I think I'd be stupid if I ignored that.
The
one.
complete male.
Well,
Yeah.
what would you not give up? Are you not giving that up?
If he will use it better than I will, mate.
You mentioned chafe, right? So
Yeah.
you're doing a bit of running. Have you come across the nipple chafe yet?
Oh no, I just don't run with the top.
Oh, that helps, doesn't it?
Do you have a hairy chest naturally?
Not very hairy,
Do you
but I shave it regardless.
Oh, that's killing me at the moment running. The chest.
Get the old electric shaver out.
Electric shaver.
No,
does
but then
help.
it grows back more. You got to wax it, I think.
I think we're going to get on the laser soon.
Yeah, I'm hearing that too. I was a shaver, then a waxer, and now I might go laser.
Have to go in winter though.
Upper
apparently.
body? Will you laser the upper body?
See,
I don't
I don't think so. Cause
Yeah, just lower.
although your nipples, mate.
Oh yeah, dude.
Mate,
I don't
biscuits.
grow any body hair. I don't grow any body hair except my nipples. What's with that?
Oh, so you just got
That's
a rig
good, though.
around them.
Yeah,
I've got
fucking
hairy
weird.
nipples too.
Yeah.
You do, yeah.
I didn't even care about it until people started pointing it out as well.
Some of that TikTok hate straight at the nips.
Yeah, no, one of Doss's fetishes are calves. He loves calves.
Yeah.
Like guys or girls, just absolutely loves
set of
calves.
calves.
And like he will stare and stare and stare. Like it's weird, actually.
Anyone listening have that? Because I do. I have that for guys and girls.
You talk about feet pics. He would literally pay for calf pics.
Oh,
Like,
really?
that's
probably
great.
would.
Yeah, but
I love a good set of calves.
we were having this debate the other day. Like guys that are into the gym and have quite good physiques, and they may or may not be attracted to women that have got good big muscly physiques. Now, if you brought, maybe not in your case, but if you brought home a woman whose legs were musclier than yours, is that a turn on or turn off?
I couldn't. I haven't.
It's a hard
It's about
question.
what's on the inside. For
Oh,
me.
God. That's a very good straight bat.
Single.
Straight down to
Media trained.
very well, made
very well trained.
Dylan Buckley's got you well and truly trained up.
Credit to the boys. No,
Do you like
I
muscly
have,
women?
I have. I tend to avoid the gym girl personally.
okay.
Well, you don't want to train with a girlfriend. So
No, exactly. But also I find with when we're out and stuff and girls kind of come up to us and they have a chat, they want to talk about the gym the whole time. It's like that is the last thing I want to talk
Yeah.
about. I can't do a couple of
I'm
hours.
not on
talking
shift
about-
now.
Yeah. I'm clocked off.
Yeah, it's not that we avoid gym girls. It's just like the gym's so boring to talk about. Like I'd rather talk about the political state and the economy.
Well,
Well, let's get into it. The 2020.
he would love that conversation.
I do enjoy it.
But yeah, I've had girls over whose legs are bigger than mine, and I've kissed every inch of them, mate.
Oh,
yeah.
why not?
Well, you are a lover. You are a lover.
I know, exactly.
Gab's looking shyly at the floor.
At the calves, or
Maybe. We got a couple fan questions, boys. So let's. In some of them are gym related, but we'll get into a couple of them. I don't know if you know these guys or not, but Sam Cullen writes, "Best foods for a lean bulk."
oh, I'll leave that one up to Gab, the food man.
Thanks, mate.
Air fryer.
No, that'd be more shred, I reckon.
Oh yeah, lean bulk.
They
My
need
bad.
they might struggle to put on weight. I'd say just a delicious chicken and rice, a thigh fillet. I'm a big fan of that. It's a bit more juicy, a
we
bit
like the
tastier
juice.
than a breast.
Yum.
Or is it?
Yeah.
Like honestly, lean bulking. So like you're not like eating KFC and stuff. I'd say like a good breakfast one to put on some good quality weight, get some high quality healthy fats in there is a good bagel. Now with that bagel, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get some shredded cheese, some shredded tasty cheese, and you're gonna put that under the grill, right? Then you're gonna cook up.
Is that light cheese? Or?
Well, I'd actually opt for the full fat option just because it's healthy fats and you're on that lean bulk. So we want to assist this kid who struggles to put on weight as much as possible with the probably slightly higher calorie options, but still not like having a tub of ice cream in your smoothie. But I think you opt for the full fat option there. Like instead of going for the light milk with your coffee, you go for the full fat option. Doesn't hurt, and you're getting those healthy fats in there. Next thing for the bagel. So you're going to have this really nice grilled cheese on this bagel. Then we're going to go in the pan. We're going to cook up some bacon. Then that'll leave a bit of residual fat in the pan and cook up 2 eggs with that. Then you can go for perhaps a bit of half an avocado spread on there as well, or some spinach with a bit of apple cider vinegar. I like a few jalapenos on the top as well. And that is just a delicious kind of breakfast bagel burger.
Wow.
$1 million.
Well, I'm salivating.
That's yum.
We used to cook that all the time when we started our
that was
gym
the hack.
journey.
That's
Yeah.
literally how we put on.
Did you
size.
meal prep together, that kind of thing?
Yeah, and we held hands while we did it.
Yeah, wouldn't expect anything less.
We'd piss together.
Yeah. Do you calorie counters, by the way?
Yeah. I think we've done it for so long now. We kind of know what's in food.
Yeah, fair enough.
Louis will know like this has this amount of protein in it. But when I really do want to achieve results for like perhaps before BTV, I was like eating very strict calories. Did like a video on it, so I was like counting everything there. But there's a time where like I just don't want to be so obsessed with the numbers.
Sure.
Yeah, our eating habits in general are, I'd say they're mostly healthy, but there are times when it becomes a little bit unhealthy. Like living in a house with Tom, especially, like if we're shredding and we're getting, trying to lose a bit of weight, like it gets a little bit toxic and calorie counting can get a little bit too dialed in at times. So it's good to be aware of that.
He's lucky though because he runs so much and you run so much as well. Like for dinner he'll have 2 pizzas and a pasta and a Caesar salad and like that. Like it's delicious, but that has probably the worst macronutrient profile you could even ask for. But he does so much running and burns so many calories he can eat whatever he wants.
How many calories to be eating that amount? Just because people misinterpret this information sometimes. Like how many calories is he probably burning a day for this to be able to eat that kind of?
I don't know, he's probably doing like 20,000 steps a day.
Oh, at least, and it's just like the intensity of running. Like sometimes that guy just runs forever.
I must say, some of the footage I see just in the backyard, just the bouncing around. I'm just
yeah.
wow.
In the morning coming downstairs.
That's 6 monsters.
I know the
bouncing.
shouting too.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he won't eat the whole day, and then he'll just
Gotcha.
have a huge his meal prep is Uber Eats. And the thing is, he'll get
Just
like the
stacks
big
it
bag
up.
of Uber Eats, 2 pizzas, and he'll just put it in the bin. It's like, mate, you've just clogged up the whole bin with your Uber Eats. That needs to go outside.
This is more of a statement, and would like to hear your opinion on this. This is from Ralph_Smith. Ralph actually he's from the UK.
Yeah, big fan of him.
Yeah.
Training legs isn't required unless your upper body is out of proportion.
Ooh, Ralph.
I think that's cop out, mate.
Me too.
Probably peas sitting down as well.
Yeah. Well,
Grow up, Ralph.
Yeah.
he pees when he sits down.
Really?
No, hang on. Whoa.
Every time he sits down, he pisses. Oh,
No,
shit.
No. It's just sometimes I enjoy it. It's like a treat. I don't do it every time. But like, don't you ever do it?
See, I've
Surely you do it sometimes.
Hey, if you like letting
Maybe
your
if
girlfriend drive you around too.
Oh, don't start that.
You're ballsy.
All right. Well, anyway, we'll leave that. Here's one directed at you, Louis.
Yeah.
Davis Jarrah. Louis, why are you so cute? Let me have your post-run socks.
Davis, he's a good fellow, that one. Big content creator. Mate, I'll give you my socks for a premium, for a price. There's
$500 per
I'd
sock.
say the going rate's about $500 and then another 100 on there if you want sweat.
Wow.
Makes some serious money.
We might start doing that actually.
I don't think anyone's paying for that at all.
Yeah, maybe
Getting the
not.
thirst traps going.
Well, and then there's another, but I actually asked him. All he wrote in the question was amazing lads, meaning you guys are amazing. So there's no question there,
Yeah,
but
just a little bit of compliment.
why not?
We needed that.
But lads, that probably wraps us up now. So we just want to say a massive thanks. We had an awesome time. Good to finally connect.
Yeah.
You know, have a chat,
Absolutely,
meet you guys
sure.
in person, and hopefully we can do it again down the track.
Thanks so much for having us. Yeah, we'll definitely do it again. It's this has been really fun, and it'd be fun to do it over a couple of beers, I reckon.
I reckon, yeah, we're going to do a PM session.
Yeah. Let's make it
Are you
happen.
drinking at the moment? No.
I'm always drinking, mate.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said you were cutting back at the moment.
Trying to.
Right.
Saturdays.
I'm cutting back right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's good. Not
Yeah.
unfortunately, embrace it.
yeah.
Next time, bring the controllers and we'll be
Yeah.
away.
Sounds good.
There you go.
All right, let's
Thanks,
Thanks for
boys.
having us, lads.
Thank you.